What's going on, everybody? Josh Engelman and Ben Razza here from Awesemo.com, and we are debuting a new piece of content called The Breakfast Menu, and it is served by No House Advantage. We're going to be dropping in largely some NBA betting picks, but we're going to work in some other stuff. Ben, this is the new one now. No more contenders for you and I. This is The Breakfast Menu.
Upgraded version of the contenders. That's the way I'm describing it. Very excited to be doing this. We're going to be doing it daily. So we got some exciting things. We're keeping score. We're going to have 3 picks served up and the No House Advantage prop of the day. So we've got a lot to get into today, though. There's not a lot of sports. So this is just going to be a welcome to the Breakfast Menu. And we're going to talk a little about the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, we're planning on starting this off a little bit more aggressively today, but there's no basketball today. Lines are few and far between so far. So we wanted to give at least a little bit of an intro of what we're going to be doing. This is coming out every day. We're going to have constant stuff to talk about, at least through the end of the NBA playoffs. But other sports are going to show up here. If we've got a particularly large, let's say UFC card, we've got McGregor-Poirier 3 coming up in a couple of weeks. Maybe you see Pete the Heat Rogers on this show. We can go a couple different directions for big sports coming through. But for now, it's just going to be you and I focusing on largely the NBA on a day-to-day basis for the Eastern Conference Finals and for the Western Conference Finals.
No doubt. There, obviously, with football coming around sooner rather than later, we will be getting on some of the many experts here at Awesemo. But for the NBA, I know it's only a game a day, but for the prop market, sometimes I actually kind of like that because you can go through every single prop in a reasonable amount of time. No stone unturned. You can lean on OddsShopper and obviously the tools that Alex provided, but it's nice to be able to diligently kind of break down each guy, and you get a more of a feel for the series having only one game to focus on.
Absolutely. And you mentioned it there. OddsShopper is going to be a key piece of this show. That is the place that you can go to shop around for all of these props and series lines and individual game lines. All the weird stuff that you want to look at is all going to be at OddsShopper. You can track your bets there. You can get alerts for line movement. There's a lot to do at OddsShopper. You should be going there, oddshopper.com. It used to be oddshopper.awesemo.com, but I don't have to give that same sort of read anymore. It's really easy to get to, but that'll be the basis for everything. We just don't have a ton. The Sixers went home in a very sad fashion last night, and there's not an overwhelming amount of lines out there right now. I haven't seen any player props yet. This is, I don't mind saying it, it's 10:25 a.m. on Monday. There's just not a lot out there. So we do have some series stuff that we could look at. We've got finals MVP lines that are out as well. Would you like me to go first? Normally we're going to be doing 3 picks. Yes. We don't have the volume for 3 right now, but keep your eyes peeled for that. Tomorrow we'll be talking more. I'm assuming we're talking Western Conference Finals, yes. At which point we're going to have a lot to look at. But I'm thinking I've got one that I want to talk about. I assume you've got one as well. Would you like to go first or second?
So it's a clean slate here. This is a new show. We're not going to let the PGA contenders or any of the other momentum that you may have influence. But I am going to say, you're the host. You can kick off the official first pick of the Breakfast Menu.
This makes me so happy. I'm actually pretty excited to be first because this one is going to fit my gimmick perfectly. Anybody that has been watching me do NBA content for the past few years will not be surprised to hear what I have to say, but I do think that the line here is pretty good. Now, I was going to just simply look at, Bucks to win the NBA title or, Bucks in this round against Atlanta because I think they are set up to roll the Hawks. We'll see how that ends up. I thought that last year against Miami and then they went home. Sure, you could relate.
I really can.
So, this is so fitting. I'm so excited to do this. People are going to lose their minds. I looked at the MVP market for the finals MVP, and to me, this is a little bit of value. So I am going to, and if we're going to talk like unit size moving forward, we're probably going to be talking in like a strips of bacon scene. So we'll see how much that gimmick goes. But you only want to take like a tiny bite of this individual strip of bacon here. This is not a big bet. You don't need it. It's 27-1 to win the finals MVP. But I would like to look at Chris Middleton here. Shocking. Giannis is almost even money to win finals MVP, but I think that it could be pretty easy for Chris Middleton to do so. He's generally the main creator in the half court. He's going to be taking the large majority of mid-range shots. I think if he is just simply hot shooting in the finals, that Chris Middleton can win on the back of like 2 or 3 30-plus point games. Scoring is going to get you a lot further. People don't care as much about defense, so Giannis's defensive impact I don't think would carry the same weight. I don't think it would be easy for someone to overtake Giannis, but 27-1 feels like Middleton can shoot his way into that. And I don't think it would be all that crazy. You know, Giannis rolls an ankle like he did. Middleton has to take over fully, play north of 40 minutes. They do get the win. I think there's a better path for Middleton to win Finals MVP than what the odds are currently showing.
So I'll say this: the Bucks are among, now it's wide open. I think we've all seen this clearly. The Bucks are amongst the favorites, and the Bucks have them as a slight favorite to win the whole thing. If they win the whole thing, we talk about this a little with football, but it's less important in basketball because there's not position like a quarterback. Obviously, Giannis is going to be the favorite, but you're talking a big-time number with Middleton. So you're going to need a couple outlier games, maybe something to happen here or there, but you're not really needing, as you mentioned, the strips of bacon. You're right. That's a small sliver, and I don't mind that. It's a little different, of course, because there's going to be a lot of scenarios where the Bucks win the title and you definitely lose, and you got to be prepared for that. But when you're only trying to hit something 3 or 4% of the time to get a nice ROI, a little more than that, that'll work. So I have no problem with that. You like to get things started with a bang, though. You go right for the extremes. I'm on the complete other side. This is a very conservative bet. It's minus 250. So again, you have to lay some pretty significant juice. I like it upwards around 250. I don't think I'd go higher than that. I think you could probably find slightly better. And it's really, we were talking before the show, and I tweeted this last night at JazzRazDFS. The Bucks, famous last words, but they have to roll this team. I really don't see it. I think it's a perfect matchup for the Hawks. So what I found was, for the series price, I was very excited until I saw the books. It was like minus 480. That's just too much. But there is a game. It is a prop. Game series parlay. Milwaukee to win game 1. And win the series, and that is minus 250. I do think Milwaukee is going to win game 1. Certainly, if they do that, the series price is going to be, minus 6, minus 700. So basically, you are kind of shrinking the odds on game 1. I really believe that if Milwaukee does win game 1, they're going to win this series, and you're going to get that at minus 250. So it's kind of a weird bet, not something I look to do a ton, but they're going to get that game at home. They're sitting around a 7.5 point favorite. I simply think they're the better team. And obviously, winning game 1 is going to go a long way to finalizing this series. I looked at like 4-0, 4-1, but it's tough to really nail down what you want to do there. So to me, I'm going a very conservative route to get things started. The Bucks are going to win game 1, and they're going to win this series. You got to lay some juice and some odds, but I feel very comfortable doing that.
I was looking at those different series results, and the one that I did jot down before we started was Bucks minus 2.5 games, and it was minus 104, and I thought that was a pretty decent line to win either 4-1 or clean sweep. I'd be surprised if the Hawks won 2 games in this series, so I would be comfortable there. But I think the Middleton bet just gave me a little bit more value and gives me a flyer on a guy that I have been standing for pretty aggressively over the past couple of years. Again, so normally we'd be giving 2 more picks after this, but they are few and far between for today. You definitely want to keep an eye out for tomorrow. And then we will be ending, generally speaking, with our favorite no house advantage pick for each day. You don't have to worry about daily fantasy points for No House Advantage. This is a player prop site, so you're looking to go over or under points and rebounds. They have all sorts of different player props. We're going to give our best one when we close these this video out. The problem is there's no basketball today. We don't have a pick. We can't give anything, but you will get one tomorrow for the second game of the Western Conference Finals. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Anything else you want to let the people know before we get out of here?
No, buckle up. This is going to be, like I said, a segment we are bringing to you daily. We are very, very excited to do that. We've had a lot of love and appreciation for the contenders, and we thank you guys for that. That's why we're doing this show. If there is anything that you want to see, if there's any props, you hit us up in the comments, hit us up on Twitter. Like I said, we're going to be doing 3 picks a day and a no house advantage prop. We're going to be keeping score. I'm going to establish extreme domination in this department, and we'll see if Josh Engelman can keep on up, because you're starting lofty. I'm starting conservative. We're going to see how we can crisscross each and every day.
Couldn't have said it better myself. I will dominate this. Just know that it's coming. Much like our golf video, I will dominate this. Guys, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Slide into the comment section underneath this video. Let us know what you want to see. If you've got any thoughts, things that you want us to tackle, we will do it. We're in for it, for the long haul. That's what you got to do. Get into that comment section and let us know. Thank you so much for joining us for the inaugural edition of the Breakfast Menu, served by No House Advantage.